And we return to our top story. India is all set to get its first hydrogen train today. DD India correspondent Tanvi Taneja joins us live from Jind, Haryana with more. Tanvi, good morning. Take us through the unique features of this train and hydrogen as fuel. How will it mark a milestone in green mobility in the country?
Yes, hi Shubhendu. Yes, India is going to usher in a new era of clean mobility with the Prime Minister Narendra Modi set to green flag this first hydrogen powered train. Yes, over the past 173 years, the journey of Indian Railways has been remarkable with the first locomotive train that ran in 1853. So from steam locomotive to diesel to electric and now hydrogen powered train is what we are going to see the chapter unfolding in the journey of Indian Railways from here. Well, how this train operates is that it uses hydrogen cylinders combined with oxygen in the atmosphere, create electricity, and so I beg your pardon, they create the power to generate to power the train, and what is only water vapor and heat is the resultant. And therefore, since there is no combustion, it's clean energy. And of course, this train has 10 coaches. It has a hydrogen-powered, system powering the train of 3,600 horsepower at each end. 8 passenger trains. That makes it the world's longest hydrogen-powered passenger train that will be flagged off by Narendra Modi in Jind. And of course, the question arises that why do we need hydrogen-powered trains when Indian Railways has electrified 99% of its broad gauge network? Well, this is an emerging technology. Many developed countries already have it. And the ones who invest early in emerging technologies are set to reap the most out of it.
Sounds exciting, Tanvi. Given that it's a new kind of fuel and technology, what are the safety measures in place for this rail service?
Indeed. So hydrogen, we know, is highly flammable. So the train has hydrogen leak detectors, flame sensors. The locomotive pilot's cabin has hydrogen monitoring system throughout. And if there is an abnormal leak that can happen, the system goes into an automatic shutdown mode without manual intervention. So also the train has proper ventilation, that if there is an abnormal hydrogen supply in the train, then it can automatically go out, preventing any hazard. So these sensors, flame sensors, heat sensors, hydrogen sensors are inbuilt in the train. Jind also is going to have a hydrogen refueling capacity here developed by the Indian Railways. And apart from that, the train, as I'm told, the train is just going to arrive now shortly at the Jind station. So before this train being flagged off today, it was in the making, the research and the assessment safety protocols from 2023. Independent assessments have been done by teams from Germany, and of course it complies with the safety standards of PESO. Shubhendu.
And Tanvi, I think we can just hear the train. If I may just ask one more question about the route.
Yes, the train is, this is the hydrogen-powered train now making its entry into the Jind railway station. If I can ask my cameraman to just pan across the track, and it's making its way on the station. And this, as I told you, has 12 coaches. I beg your pardon, 10 coaches, 2 are having hydrogen powered propulsion systems to power the train, 1 at each end. 8 are passenger capacity coaches, 2,600 passengers can be seated at a time. This train will start from Jind. This train will start from Jind and go till Gohana and then Sonipat, so 12 stations on the way. And this is going to usher in an era of zero emission rail transport, clean mobility, clean energy innovation. And of course, these are smaller routes from which Indian Railways is making this start. Once it goes pan-India, of course, different smaller routes will be on the radar of Indian Railways. And as I told you, this is only the beginning. Well, the entire the limit is really huge for India to have a capacity where we all rely on transportation and railways powering the most of it.
Absolutely,
yes.
Tanvi, and as we wait for those first glimpses of the hydrogen train on the tracks, could you also tell us a little more about the route from Jind to Sonipat? How many people are said to benefit from it? How significant is this route for both passenger and commercial travel?
Yes, so like I told you, there are, see, the train is all decked up and flowered. It's making its way on the Jind railway station, and of course, as I told you, this stretch is a 79-kilometer stretch from Jind, Gohana, Sonipat. It has 12 stations on the route. It's a relatively small stretch, but it is only, as I said, small journey but giant steps going to be taken by this train. Passengers are going to benefit because you are making an environmentally sustainable clean energy journey. Of course, there is only hydrogen combining with oxygen in the atmosphere, creating electricity and powering the train, but we will not have any combustion, so we will not have any pollution, and it is a win-win situation for both Indian Railways and the passengers. As I told you, 2,600 passengers can be seated on this train, and the stretch will go on till Sonipat. Yes, and I am going to be one of the few who will take this journey also in few hours from now.
That's fascinating to learn, Tanvi. I was just coming to that, like once the service starts, do we know as yet about the frequency of it? Of course, we are looking at, through you, the first visuals of that very first hydrogen train of India, all decked up for launch, but about frequency, about the fare, any such details available for people to know at the moment?
No, right now the details of the frequency and the fare, I don't have information on that, but yes, it is a pilot project. It will run frequently. I'll update you as soon as I can on that aspect.
All right, Tanvi, there. Thanks very much for getting us those very exclusive visuals of the hydrogen train and that wonderful sound of the horn of the train. Thanks, Tanvi, for joining us with those updates. We'll keep coming back to you for more. Thank you.